And good afternoon, people. Happy Monday, wherever you are in the world. For some people, it's lunchtime if you're living in UK. I hope you indulge your sandwiches, whatever you're having for lunch. I'm having a double espresso as per usual. And today's news, rumbles and rumors. Of course, we're going to talk about predominantly what the earth is going on with Bruno Fernandes, as talks has been going on right now with his agent Miguel Pinto and Bayern Munich. What is that all about? We're going to talk about it. We're going to dissect that as well. Also, further rumors. Jadon Sancho, player power, has spoken out to say he will return back to Manchester United on one condition: if Ten Hag is not there. Ineos has a lot of things to sort out. Ineos has been silent. They haven't really come up with any statement. And I don't believe it's going to be a statement. Why would they do a statement? Anyway, we're going to talk about Ten Hag's situation, and some people say today is the D-Day. It's imminent. We're going to dive into other transfer stories as well. We're going to talk about Olise and the Chelsea rumors. We're going to talk about other targets, which is coming from Crystal Palace. We're going to talk about Eze. We're going to also talk about, Mark Guehi as well, and a little bit extra what is going on. Arsenal is pursuing strikers. We know that Manchester United is looking at Benjamin Sesko, but so is Arsenal as well. The latest report is saying that Arsenal is seriously looking at Victor Osimhen. Will that trigger that? We will find out. We have so much thing to dissect, and we're going to try to squeeze everything into a 30-minute stream. It might go over. I have Mark Nurse waiting in the background, as of course, it's Monday. It's rumors. It's paper talk. So sit back, relax, like, and subscribe to this video, because here we go.
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
Dankjewel. I feel welcome. Dit is my home and I want to achieve success. Okay?
Sweet, we are live Monday. How you all feeling? I always ask the question, how do you feel to be a Manchester United supporter as of today? Some people say that Ineos is acting like a documentary from Animal Planet with, David Attenborough. It's like us fans looking at a snail's funeral. And Ineos, if you look at the abbreviation, I made a little bit of joke about it yesterday. Ineos stands for I never expected an optimized season. So this kind of feels a little bit the way they're moving, but I think things will be triggering right now. And when it comes to the manager situation, media has been telling us for weeks that it's going to come a statement. Ten Hag's future is going to be decided through a club statement. But I'm thinking, why would they? If they're silent about the whole situation, why would they just come out to say a statement? They would just go carry on as business per usual. Ten Hag is expected to be back today, back in Manchester. He had 1 week off in training, off the go. The plan probably decided in this end of season review, who are the transfer targets, what is the budget, and how should we proceed? And that's the thing. So why would media all of a sudden tell us that there will be a statement? The club decides, the club do whatever they want. So I would nip that in the bud. It's getting boring. If they would have sacked Ten Hag, they wouldn't do it right now. They would have done it straight directly after the FA Cup final. But something has changed, 100%. Listen, at the end of the day, how you all doing, community gang? I have Burba in the house saying, sweet. Yeah. Well, it's a little bit sweet here. We do expect a little bit sweet in the tunnel. News are expecting Olise ain't happening. Chelsea but offer him 175k a week. This is mad, right? And part of the I'm gonna park that one as well, Jamie, because that's part of the story. 100%. Pointless. Do they really need Olise? They seem to be hovering and trying to vacuum up everything. They're trying to be a Bayern Munich in the English Premier League. They don't really need the player, but they are typically, Manchester United won, and let's hoover them up. They're becoming like a Bayern Munich of England, right? They try to hoover up everything, and they don't have really a, recruitment strategy. This is Todd Bowley trying to be CEO, director of football, and his approach is pretty much looking, what is Manchester United doing? Oh, they're linked to that play. Let's go get him, right? At the end of the day, I might also think that this is agent push as well. I think that it's agent playing the game, knowing that Manchester United really wants Olise, and therefore we are leaking at the story that Chelsea want him. I don't think that Chelsea really needs him. And Chelsea also looking like they just got tossing for free because everyone was else looking at tossing. And what does Chelsea do? They just come in and hijack and offer high wages. Silly, silly, silly. So that is my theory on it, guys. I want to hear from your opinion as well. Chelsea, at the end of the day, they know that if an offer was coming, he will reject it. He will still wait for Manchester United, if the reports are saying so. Olise is a Manchester United fan, and all depends on what we're going to do with Greenwood and also Sancho. Let us not kid ourselves, because the loan deal is just about to expire. Season is over. So by 1st of July, they need to come back to be part of the pre-season training at Carrington. And this situation, Ineos and the sporting operation need to solve ASAP, because, hey, you know what? Euros is in 2 weeks. Everyone's kind of on a holiday. Sancho's been reporting to say that, yay, on one condition, I want to come back if Ten Hag is not there. And I say, I'm sorry, guys. As a Manchester United fan, I say player power. If that is the case, player power wins. Let's dive right into the stories regarding Bruno Fernández and Bayern Munich, as my colleague Dale O'Donnell from Transfer News was the first one to report and said exclusive. And that's been followed by Ojogo from Portugal as well. And Bayern Munich have 100% have talks regarding Bruno Fernández.
I like trophies. Trophy, ETH in, crown, just gifted 0 memberships.
Oh, you became a member, mate.
I like trophies. Trophy, ETH in, crown, gifted Ilya United a membership.
Big up for gifting in a membership, mate. Oh, here we go again.
Trophies. Trophy, ETH in, crown, gifted Dav 147 a membership.
Wow, we have gifted membership, and this is automation robot going. Sorry, in the middle of the stream. Listen, at the end of the day, wow.
Here we go again.
Wow.
I like trophies.
Wow.
Trophy,
I forgot to switch this off. I forgot to switch this off. This is Monday for you, right? Listen, we have gifted membership. Oh my God,
like
shut
trophies.
Up already.
Trophy, ETH in, crown, gifted
Oh,
United
really. I'm actually getting slaughtered here in the studio. Sorry for that. I was just about to go into the main stories, and Berba just came in and gifted memberships. Big up, mate. And let me see what happened here. What the hell happened here? I lost all the controls in the middle of everything, and this is what happens, man. Listen, at the end of the day, Berba gifted 10 membership and also super chat. So big up for you. I like trophies. Let's start with that. What a legend. Gifted I like trophies. Gifted something blank. I think it was a super sticker. So big up, Berba, and also gifted 10 memberships. So legend in the house. I like trophies, which is Berba. Ilya United was gifted a membership. Dav 147. It's me. Timmy was gifted a membership as well. Barman. Redwan United, Mental Ball Game, Ivo Bosic was gifted a membership, and David Khan and Darren Young was gifted a membership. So guys, please forgive me this automated process. Big up. You're a legend, 100%. I like trophies. And if you don't know, that is Berba. That is Berba. And now my wife is calling me. Everything is going off here. My wife is calling, demanding me to answer. But I got to continue the show. I have to continue the show.
Membership.
Oh my God. This might go on automation. A lot of memberships is falling in right now, and my wife is absolutely going mental on the other line. Wants me to pick up the phone, which I can't do. What's going on here? Roydon Frost has been member for 7 months, and also Fishy Fish was gifted a membership. Ian Pritch was gifted a membership. Christoph Wallis was gifted a membership. CRG, Danny B, Jonathan Borg, Fishy Fish gifted 5 memberships. Sorry for that. I need to continue. Listen. All hell is breaking loose. You know what? I will be in the orange.
Fishy Fish gifted Lang 86 a membership.
How do I disable this? Oh my God! This is what you get when you... Are you done? Are you done? Bella, shut up already. Thank you, Fishy Fish. Thank you, Madhouse. And listen, at the end of the day, big up. I lost my train of thought here. I need to find everything. Big up Berba as well for gifting something with a love heart, which is a 10 pound donation. Big up love to you as well, Berba. Love you too, man. Everyone, massive thanks to Berba for gifting memberships and also Fishy Fish. Now we gotta continue with the story, and the story is regarding Bruno Fernandes. What we were saying, it is. My colleague Dale O'Donnell for Transfer News broke this story first, and I do remember back in 14th of May, I heard something similar to this, but I took it with a pinch of salt. But now when I think about it, when I go back to my message, it has legs, It comes to the end of the day that Bayern Munich, his agent, Miguel Pinto, it stems from the 14th of May that Bruno Fernandes went up to speak to Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the board to understand what the project is all about, if they are going to win within the 3 years. The answer that he received were probably not to Bruno's satisfaction, and Bruno went to speak to his agent. Look, I'm 29. I love this club. I've been breaking my bones. I've been sweating my balls off. I've been, playing injured through pain barriers. But it seems like Ineos don't have that marrying ambition. We've seen that Ineos in interviews, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe has said fans needs to be patient. Rebuild. This is a rebuild. We are looking to compete to be back on the top within 3 to 5 years. And then you can understand Bruno, and plus he's the captain of the club, so he's got the right to sort of understand and also demand that, I want better players around us. I want us to challenge for everything I want to win trophies, and so does Ten Hag. So he's pretty much on Ten Hag's side. So he needs to understand what the hell is going on, and therefore in interviews he said, I love Manchester United, but it depends on what they want to do. Now, Bruno Fernandes is on 250k a week, one of the high earners that Ineos probably looking to optimize and cash in on. So if we do get an offer for 100 million from Bayern or Bayern Munich or Real Madrid, by the way, that's looking for a replacement for Toni Kroos, I wouldn't blame Bruno to go. But at the end of the day, his preference is here to stay. So I think this is Bruno's way to get back to Manchester United. So, look, the ball is back into your court. What is your plan? Are you going to stick with Ten Hag because Ten Hag is my guy? Are you going to back me in the summer because I want to win trophies? What are you going to do? Are you going to go in the flea market? Are you going to do X, Y, Z? So this is pretty much what I read into it. If it goes, kudos to him, right? He wants to win trophies. He wants to be on the top of the league. But at the same time, he loves this club. He's actually broke his bones for this. And if you look at who's going to replace Bruno, there is nobody. Bruno's record of availability, he's always there. He's such a valuable player. Sometimes people say, well, it's Bruno's fault, but we've seen how Bruno plays, what we miss when Bruno is not playing. And that's the problem, right? Bruno is a little bit of a risk taker, but stats-wise, I don't see us replacing Bruno whatsoever. So I think this is Bruno putting pressure on the new establishment. Let me know, are you serious this season? Because we want to win trophies. We want to win Europa League. We want to be able to challenge for the Premier League, domestic cups, right? So the answer that he might have received from Sir Ineos, I don't know what I even call him, Sir Ineos. I never expect optimize a season, Ineos. Probably triggered that he went to speak to his agent. Look, see if there is any other interest, and off we go. And perhaps this will fall back to Ineos because now they're cutting down a lot of wages, and they might look at room for improvement to give Bruno a pay rise and a contract extension. At the end of the day, this is what it is. I believe this is the case. I want to hear from you guys as well. What do you think? What is Mark thinking, by the way, as well? Hey, big up, Mark. You there? Let me
Everybody, hope you're good. Welcome to the show. It's Monday. You know how it is.
Yeah, there you are.
Going on.
There you are. Listen, buddy, I want to hear your opinion regarding this Bruno situation while you're at there.
Well, I was thinking actually the same thing that you were thinking. Maybe he's putting a little bit of pressure on Ineos to make a decision, whether it be on what their goals are in the next 2-3 seasons, or maybe he wants an extension on his contract just to secure himself at Manchester United, because as we know, he loves this club. And I also have a little bit of concern that it might be him trying to force Ineos to decide on the manager, and who the manager is quickly.
Yeah. I absolutely think this is the case, right? Voganator, big up for you as well. Legends are coming in here, you all know each other. Afternoon, Aisha, Miyad as well. fishy fish. You are legends in the house. Bruno is just looking for an extension. I think Bruno is looking for what Pogba was looking like. Build a team around, like, what is the plan? Because I'm not sticking around if you're not planning to win trophies. You know, we need to call it out a bit, like, because at the end of the day, I think he left a lot of pressure. He's the captain of the club. He has the right to speak. He has the right to understand what is the project. Don't keep us hanging. Like, it's been zero communication. And regarding Ten Hag as well, like, he wants to stick with Ten Hag. Who is going to be the manager? And obviously, I think that Ten Hag will stay at the end of the day. He's too far gone already. So, you know, but buckle up, right? Buckle up. Some people would call it player power, but I would say that this is the right player power when it comes from the captain to put a little bit of pressure. Like, either you tell
100%.
me we're going to win, we're going to challenge, we're going to, and the proof will be in the pudding how you're going to recruit in the summer, right? So we're 100% linked to Cunha from Wolves, right? The Brazilian striker.
That's not a bad deal at all.
That's not a
He's
bad
a good
deal.
player.
Portuguese, something that Bruno likes, is actually Brazilian. Cunha, secondary striker, first field striker, still in development, really good striker, I would say, and very good deal to make, like, So the proof will be in the pudding, but I think the wheels is about to come off right now. Like, the transfer market is starting to move, and, 2 weeks left, right? So for Bruno, let's just park it and see what it is, because I think that agent's job is 100% to leak out stories, right? To create a little bit of attraction. So this puts a little bit nervousness within the new establishment to say, look, we cannot afford to lose Bruno. But on the other hand, man, Mark, remember this fire sale list that came out a couple of weeks ago? Remember that one? These are the players that are self. There was the youngsters. No Bruno was mentioned there.
True.
So that's telling me that they're willing to listen to offers and sell everyone pretty much except the youngsters.
Probably, I mean, it's one of those things where you have to look at it as well. I've read earlier also that Kobe Mainu has put contract talks on hold. Like I don't know. There's one report saying that Sir Jim
Yeah.
Ratcliffe has, paused to make sure they're making the right decisions. And there's another report that's saying that maybe it's Kobe Mainu that's telling them, let's wait to see who the manager is before we
Yeah,
discuss a new
100%.
contract.
Kobe likes Ten Hag. I mean, Ten Hag is giving so many youth a chance and promoting him to the first team. So I can see another 6 players being added on. Like, big up football philosophy. Phil Standish in the house cannot see Bruno leaving after what he's posted in his own blog the day before FA Cup final. Exactly. If you read it, you will understand. He was crying when he got the news about Manchester United. He's a big fan, and of course. So I think it's the latter, what we said. I think it's him putting pressure, putting his authority, stamping his foot down. You see Kobe Maino also saying, like, I'm not a renewing contract. I want Ten Hag to stay, right? So I think that Ten Hag is not going anywhere. And I don't think at the end of the day, this is going to be a statement. It's media that's been creating this going to be a statement. Ten Hag is already employed, so why would they make a statement?
100%.
Yeah.
His contract has a +1 even still. I think the only announcement that they might make is if they're going to extend his contract, depending on his performance over the next 6 months.
Yeah.
So
But on the other hand, like, why would you join Vincent Company as a coach? Bayern is also prepared to reunite Vincent Company with goalkeeper James Trafford, who's wanted by Liverpool and Newcastle, according to the Football Insider. But you know what? You got to look at Bayern Munich, right? They hoover up everything. Of course, they're interested in Bruno Fernandes. Real Madrid wouldn't blink to get Bruno Fernandes in there as well.
Real Madrid alone, I feel like
To
Man
play
City
for
would
Vincent
probably be
Kompany?
after him as well. He's a
Would he
direct
play for?
replacement for Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah. Would he play for Vincent Company though?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, Bayern Munich is a new league. He might think, if I don't have a manager I trust, I might as well start with a new manager in a new league where I could do something new.
Yeah. In the meanwhile, Jadon Sancho, according to the Daily Mirror, is open to return to Manchester United next season, but only if the manager Ten Hag is being replaced. Sancho rejoined Borussia Dortmund on loan in January, which has been now coming to a very end. He needs to return back according to contract because he's still then employed by Manchester United. He needs to return and report for training duty at Carrington's. So either way, he's got to suck it up. If Ten Hag is there, he's going to be there training.
100%. And if you look at it from the perspective, it's like, why would his team put out that sort of statement? That's kind of negative in his direction. That's the negative side of player power. He's only returning if the coach is
Yeah,
gone. Like, I mean,
yeah,
it's weird. It's a weird one. You know what I mean? He's had what, 3 goals, 2 assists, or 3 assists, or something like that. 6 GA in what, 17 or 18 games. The
yeah.
coach
But
that he's playing for
the
at
mad thing
Dortmund.
is now with Borussia Dortmund say we don't have any Z money, right? So basically, they have Z money now when actually the product of Jude Bellingham actually won the Champions League final. They're getting the add-on on 25 million on extra, so they do have money.
Nice.
Uh, Football philosophy, Phil Standish say he said he wanted to see what the club would do, but he wanted to stay if they wanted him. And this is the thing: want me. What does that mean? If you want me, you back me. You make sure we win trophies. Who you going to recruit around the midfield? He's not stupid, Bruno, right?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Um, and the thing is, with player power, here's the thing, right? This is the double-edged sword, right? Bruno seems like to be the guardian of Ten Hag. He wants him to stay, otherwise he's going to leave. Same with the reports regarding the youngsters as well. They really like Ten Hag. And then you have Jadon Sancho say, I'm willing to come back if you sack Ten Hag. And I say, well, do one, mate. You know what? Player power needs to go.
100%. I feel like there's been a lot of stuff in the media. I feel like if we had lost the FA Cup, there would have been a lot of reports coming out from Dortmund and other, media representatives stating that, Ten Hag made a mistake. Even Jose Mourinho said it best. He said, if you look at the player, his talent was never the one thing in question. What was in question was maybe the mentality wasn't what the coach expected from him.
Yeah.
And maybe the coach was not able to get the best of him.
Yeah.
And
Do you, do
those
you
are
have a
2 points.
do you have a swivel chair by any chance? I feel like very tall, So
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
now we are
so
balanced. Now we are
so
balanced
the
like Manchester United
well,
team should
that's true.
be. It's been unbalanced. Yeah, sorry, I interrupted you. Just
No,
conscious of time, man. Such a spoiled brat. I don't come back, Jaden. Go play FIFA. Listen, at the end of the day, do you think now, knowing who the Ineos are, and they're looking to consolidate money, they're looking at how we can save money, how we can sell people, they look at the value, they're looking at Sancho, they're looking at Greenwood. These are players that we could keep. Can we consolidate this with Ten Hag, right? Then that means that we don't have to buy. So Michael Elise deal is pretty much the sitting on their fingers, right? They're sitting on the fingers, waiting what will happen with, can we sell Sancho? Can we retain Sancho? What's going to happen with Greenwood? X, Y, Z, right? So the Olise deal all depends on Sancho and Greenwood, according to my opinion, right? And it
100%.
and
I totally agree with that because I see it, I look at it from this perspective. If it's the one position in the field that we are stacked is with wingers. Now, people might say we have a lot of young wingers, which is true, but you have to see that they will progress and they will develop and they will get better. As well as we have experienced wingers like Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood, as well as Jadon Sancho. Even you can consider Anthony. So there's about 8 wingers in our squad. There's 2 wingers probably going to be promoted from the youth squad in Shea Lacey and Ethan Williams. And there's a young striker already being promoted, Ethan Wheatley. So there's so much talent that we have up front. I feel like we should more look to sell or loan players up front than bring in a
yeah.
player. You know what I mean? Like
Listen,
now,
at the end of the day, guys, sorry for that. It went mental. The AI went mental, but I just want to go thank everyone for your super chats, your memberships, donation. That's all. New software. What can I do? Big up. You get some star confettis. Listen, Phil Standish was a big advocate of Sancho. I remember he's even having Sancho T-shirt. I love Sancho when he was at United, but if a player is saying I play for the manager leaves, then it's not the right player for the club. 100%, I agree with you.
100%.
Yeah, for you, Phil Standish, haven't seen you for a while for putting your hand up because you were the biggest advocate. And so many episodes we did about mental, what's going on with the broken Sancho and all that stuff. We tried to dive into it. But you know what? When you're playing in continental Europe, you have more time on the ball. But, arguably to say when you come to Premier League, Sancho doesn't have much time on the ball. And a lot of managers kind of criticize him, like City did it for his attitude. He was also criticized by Dortmund for his attitude. So it's not a coincidence. So his way of not apologizing is pretty much to acknowledge that he's wrong, that he's lazy, that doesn't put in a work ethic, which everyone knows it's the truth. Um, Man, damn, like we apparently do have money to spend, but on the other hand, we're going to spend it wisely, which I believe we're going to move on to the next topic as well, guys. So we're going to plow through the chat as well. What is the chat saying here? Do you see any interesting? I see Berber's coming in here to say Sancho still has a tongue stuck in Dortmund badge. Yeah, he kissed the badge and say I'm home when he got there. Is disrespected the club, fans, our heritage, doesn't deserve to wear the red. In your opinion, I totally agree. As a diehard fan, Olise is not going to happen. Let's talk about that, guys. In terms of the incomings, Sir Alex Ferguson, if you remember, we all saw pictures of Crystal Palace. He was meeting Crystal Palace sporting director Dougie Friedman. That was linked to us. But now you can see the domino effect that they got Dougie Freeman, that we were interested to have a head of recruitment, and we're getting still Dan Ashwood, which is still stuck in arbitration, and Manchester United refused to paying that extortion fee. They're paying maximum 2 million, 3 million, right? So there's where it is. They're playing the long game, right? But in return, get a Dougie Freeman. So they were spotting talking, and apparently what I was hearing that Manchester United it was all about talking with Dougie regarding Michael Olise, Eberechi Eze, and Mark Guehi. And this comes also from Footballer Insider report and caught offside. So I've been speaking to some sources, and this is absolutely true. Now, I was stuck in debate early in the group chat where they said English players. Well, listen, Olise is French, but they are looking on more of a Premier League proven players that can hit the ground running. Now, do you get this strategy? Like, why would you buy somebody that will be integrated in a project when we can actually go buy players that are already ready made, that can just jump into another team and hit the ground running? But on the other hand,
100%.
you're
It
jumping
makes a
into
lot of
Manchester
sense.
United.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, we've done it under Alex Ferguson. Dwight York came from Aston Villa. If a lot of people remember, so there's another player that came from Swansea. There's players that came from Bolton, Newcastle, even. So you have to look at it from the perspective that it might be a better deal for us to to strengthen the squad more in an immediate fashion. By bringing in proven players, and it
Yeah.
might allow us to promote some of the youngsters because
No,
then they have
100%.
people to rely.
Yeah,
Excuse me, to
100%. I
rely
believe
on.
so too. That is absolutely. I cracked it from a very early February, if you remember. This is a generational makeshift, and Ten Hag is even coming up. We're building a team for the future. And what is the future? There's going to be 6 youngsters integrated already in the first team. You got to buy some experienced players in needed positions, and that's going to be about it. Right? Potentially get a Premier League proven striker. No wonder we've been linked to Cunha, Matheus Cunha, and
Hmm.
some other reports regarding Kudos, but I don't think we'll get Kudos, right? And Kudos is
I
a
mean,
winger, isn't he? Yeah, he's not a
he's a
striker.
winger. He's an attacker. He could play in the midfield. I think he's a very talented player. But when I look at what we have coming through the youth ranks, I'm like, do we actually need a Kudus? You know what I
We don't
mean?
need a
We don't need a.
Kudos
We
to
got
you.
Danko Jr. on loan. We got a young Collier coming in the squad. Ten Hag put his arm around him after the FA Cup trophy. What they won the game and talking to
Yeah,
him just like he did to Kobe. There's a lot
yeah.
of young players coming through. Joe Scanlon is coming through.
We see. Yeah, I mean, we're obviously looking for a right winger, 100%. If we're looking at Kudos as well, the striker. But what's going on there with the right winger in that case, right? So, what is this obsession? I mean, Kudos, I get, like Eze, 100%. That is a midfielder, isn't it?
That's a
Eze.
number 8, box to box. Very
Yeah.
technical on the ball. Very good. Good engine. Can score goals. Can create. I think that's a very good signing if we could get him.
Yeah. So basically, they have been speaking to Crystal Palace, but I don't think Crystal Palace will release Olise, Eze, and Guehi. There's 3 key players from Crystal Palace. But if you look at Eze and Olise, they partnership this season were lethal, right? So, listen, at the end of the day, Olise ain't going to happen unless we kind of sell a couple players. Jeff Steele, what you saying? Good day, Jeff Steele, all the way from Australia. Long time no seen, buddy. Kangaroo, skippity,
Big
skippity,
up,
skip
Jeff.
hopping. We need some positivity from ownership. So give it a bit more time. They might support and surprise us as of yet. Big up to and likes to you guys. Love hearts for you, Jeff. We haven't
Big
seen you
up,
for a long
Jeff. Hope
time,
you're
man.
having a great day down under, bro.
Yeah, here we go. We give some love hearts, man. Here we go from the Realist TV. And guys, if you're watching, please give a thumbs up. It looks like this. Thumbs up means smash the like. Smash the like. Smash the like. So let's move on to the story. So we will see. 100%. We need to sell to buy. We can do spend about 260 from our own, and that's about it, right? So now, regarding Real Madrid, they are looking to announce Kylian Mbappe, and this is a club. They are royalty. They just won the Champions League, and what they're going to do? They're building youngsters to come in, and now they're adding on the best striker in the world, a winger, inverted winger in the
Mm.
world. They're going to be invincible.
I think
This
they're
is a
going to
proper
be
club.
stronger. Yeah, they're going to be a lot stronger. I think Kylian Mbappe sitting in that on the right wing, I think is where he's going to play. I think if not, he might play up front, and Kendrick and Endrick is going to come in as a backup this season in his first season. So it might be very interesting to see how they do, but it also probably is going to open the door for one or two players that might be not expected to leave, but might be forced to leave based on playing time. So might be a benefit for Manchester United. As you know, Real Madrid is like our brother club. They help us out. We help them out. We have the
Yeah,
exchange of players. You never know what could happen. And
you never know.
maybe people all say that they have standards, but at the end of the day, you have to remember that they were run well for the last, 20 years. They didn't have a situation with the Glazers. So they were able to advance and keep the agenda and always advance. And the owners are always shared that support with the fans. Now
Yeah,
we didn't have that, guys, but
yeah.
realistically, we are the only club in the world that could compete on their level at our best.
Well, well, that comes down to ambitions as well. Like, we fans have standards. We want to win things. We haven't been winning a Premier League for 11 years. We haven't won a Champions League trophy for 11 years. Big bless you, sir. And now you're looking at, Real Madrid kind of moving away from the Galactica, but they're still buying big players, right? So they can afford it. They survived the pandemic. They apparently have 750 million euros to spend in the summer. So wouldn't surprise me if they get a sniff of Bruno Fernandes and Tony Kroos retiring as their number 8 to go in and put a cheeky bid for Bruno Fernandes. And Bruno Fernandes would not probably say, hell, I go there, right? Trophies, guaranteed trophies, right? So back to you, Bob. Back to you, Ineos, which means I never expect optimized season. Mick Ruby cracked the Da Vinci Code here. Anyway, let's shift to a more dynamic scene. Let's look what the VRM is saying. Guys, big up to all of you. Thank you for coming in. You can all see yourself chatting. You can be mindful of the language because this is now displayed straight into faces of people. Manchester United, right? Interesting, interesting. Think we're being priced out for Brent Waite. We never get. They will try to put in a cheeky bid on 45 million, what I've been told to test the waters, but they value at the player on 75. So somebody will come and pick that one up. Centre back, be mindful of this Chalobah thing. I don't want him, but that's why you also see Marco Eze also being a better option, right? We're also looking at the left back. Left-footed centre back and a right-footed. So you might see Lenny Euro, which is 100%, right? And Todibo. That is an easy one to do.
Very easy,
Yep.
just like the Anselmino deal. There's some deals that should be a cakewalk. It should be basic strutting their stuff for Manchester United, easy access, and I think, the Mark Guehi deal is quite interesting. Like you were saying before, I was always looking at him from the beginning, before the window, because I always thought if he's not
Hmm.
re-signing at Crystal Palace, where better for him to go than upper level to the one of the biggest clubs in England. At Manchester United would be more of just an upward
Yep.
shift, you know. So that's one of the things I
Yeah,
look
I
at.
would like to go for Goichi. I will swoop in on all the Crystal Palace players. Absolutely will do that because they were well recruited in from Dougie Freeman as well. So he's got an eye for talent, 100%. I will go in for Lenny Euro, 100%. Like 1 year left on his contract from Lille. Otherwise, you got to act fast. You got to act fast. You can afford it because Rafael Varane said goodbye, so you can replace Varane. you got money there. So I do expect our first signing to be a centre back and then move forward up to the midfield. I do expect us to trigger the Fofana deal for £25 million as a number 6 and just go build from there. Regarding the striker situation, what is that? Cunha is a surprise. But where is Benjamin Sesko going? We're going to talk about Victor Osimhen. Believed Napoli striker Osimhen believes Arsenal will make an attempt to sign him this summer. We know that Arsenal is looking for striker. They're looking at Gyökeres. They're looking at they've been assessing Benjamin Sesko, but they're also crazy to pull the trigger on Victor Osimhen. My question to that one is, why has nobody signed Osimhen as of yet? Right? There must be something wrong.
Well, there's
Is
a
it a
bit of
hype
an
for one
issue,
season?
right? I think he had an amazing season last season. I have to say it. He was amazing. Just like Kvaratskhelia, the left winger that plays for
Mm.
Napoli as well. And this season, they both have been most likely missing in action, not only for Napoli, but for their national teams as well in the various competitions and qualifying rounds. And their performances were not there. I don't know what happened to them this season. I think they fell
Yeah,
off drastically. And I
yeah,
think that may have put some clubs off because, as you remember, Victor Osimhen has 130 or
Uh,
$40 million
yeah.
release clause or
Just
something like that. It's crazy.
Compost Smurf is saying Osimhen is about catfish a Premier League team. It's in the chat. Yeah, so if there's any truth in that, I believe he will move. But Chelsea, I don't know where they get the money from, if they're going to trigger that deal as well. I think that Chelsea is definitely putting some pressure on, or agent is putting pressure on that United will trigger the Olise deal. Otherwise, they're going to swoop in, right? So it's pretty much putting this is a game, right?
Mm.
Regarding Benjamin Sesko, there is like somebody's got to trigger it fast. Otherwise, his release clause goes up to 65 million. Well, he might even stay at the mother club where he's currently at and get a new contract, and that way his release clause will kind of increase to 75 million as a benchmark, right? Um, Napoli also wants to sign Sofian Amrabat, right? With Conte being there as manager, reports widely. So Manchester United needs to sit down and discuss what are we going to do with Amrabat. For me, it's a no-brainer, guys. You trigger, you go and negotiate, get him for £50 million.
Probably scraped
That's
10.
good money,
He's
right?
already
But that's good
here.
money
He wants to
spent.
be here. They replaced him already at Fiorentina.
There's no risk. He's already been at the club. Hello?
Yeah, I'm
You
hearing
lagging?
you.
Am I
Yeah, I
lagging?
think it
Can you
was
everyone
me.
hear me? Press a one. I think I lost Marco. Is it myself I lost? Oh, what a mad stream anyway.
Man. I mean, Amrabat is a good option to keep. Mick. I think the price 10 to 15 million is not a bad deal. I think we should definitely do that. You know what I mean? I think the last couple games shown how he can perform. Whether he's going to be a starter or a squad player,
Twitched.
I think it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
To have him.
You froze.
I actually think it was you disappeared just now.
Was it me?
Yeah, actually.
Oh God, I almost started to sing that Disney Frozen song, right? Let it go, let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whereas,
anyway,
I
sorry
mean,
guys.
there are lots of there's a few deals that we can do that's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Like last season we would have expected to do the Sabitzer deal, but we didn't. So I quite expect them to do the Amrabat deal and then move on. Like maybe we go get Amrabat, you go get Rabiot on a free. I know some of the fans might not like having to pay Rabiot 200K a week, but I think if you look at the fact that we have 2 to 3 youngsters coming into the midfield, you're going to need at least 2 experienced midfielders to help give them that team training, to give them something to aim at, to be better than. So
Yeah,
Amrabat and Rabiot would do that for me, Bruno as well. And you move on. You know what I mean? You
we
keep the
move on.
signings creative and
Yeah, but
cost
you can even
effective.
get an, which is NDD, which is free from Leicester as well. Somebody can trigger that. And there's a number 6. It's smart business to do, right? But the fact is that we're looking for a box to box as well, which is Eze tells me that we are seriously looking at and attacking, not to burn out Kobe Mainor. It's all about having
100%.
2 positions for each role. But if you're going to replace Bruno, if Bruno goes, I don't see anyone that can replace him. Mason Mount is not that player, 100%. They got to do something with Donny van de Beek. Will that be Donny van de Beek's lifeline all of a sudden? I don't think so, man. I think Bruno is staying. I think that we will get a few signings in. Victor Osimhen will end up at Arsenal, Chelsea, 100%. And regarding Ivan Toney, he's now saying that he prefers to stay at Chelsea. Like he wants to be in London or Tottenham. So he's still like being opening up his mouth anywhere else but Brentford, and I think he's going to end up somewhere like either Arsenal. He can stay at Arsenal. That's a good fit, right? Tony at
Um,
Arsenal. What your
Yeah,
takes?
like Tony could go to Arsenal, he could go to Chelsea, he could even go to Spurs. I actually think he might end up at Spurs. That's just a weird feeling that I have. And it's just because I feel like Arsenal is going to go in and they're probably going to get, maybe a Victor Gyökeres, or I think they might get a Osimhen. I don't think they're going to go for Sesko. I think something
Yep.
makes me feel
Yep.
that they want the profile that Osimhen offers. Maybe Chelsea might swoop in and get someone else, but I think Ivan Toney is going to Tottenham Hotspurs. I just feel that in my for some reason.
To Spurs might be so.
Hmm.
Anyway, we are 2 weeks away, and I think we will see some movement. One thing that you can do on a place out of on free contract, like end of the season, is NDD. You can approach him, you can talk to him, you can lure him in. There's a number 6 position. I think that Fofana from I think it's Lille, isn't it? Fofana, yeah.
Yeah, I
Something
mean,
you
if we go in for Fofana, I wouldn't go for Ndidi if we go get Fofana, because I think the only thing I would worry about Ndidi is his injury record. I think he's very
yeah.
injury prone. He
Yeah.
usually
Sorry,
misses on
Monaco. Yeah.
average like ten games a season, could be more sometimes. So
Yep.
I would think maybe we go in and get Fofana. Fofana would is more of a fit player. He's always available for his squad, and he could provide that box to box role and play the DM role as well.
Okay. Um, People are not talking about potential loan deals as well. What can be done also to sort of have a squad depth as well. Ansu Fati has revealed his desire to stay at Barcelona following an underwhelming spell at Brighton. He didn't do well. Ansu Fati was once very highly rated. What happened to Ansu Fati?
Ansu Fati had a situation sort of like Luke Shaw. He broke his left foot
Mm,
in the second season he was at Barcelona, and in the beginning of the third season, I think he damaged his right foot, so he was out.
yeah,
And ever since then, I think he's playing with the fear of injury. He's very talented, very gifted. They gave him Messi's number 10, so you could understand
100%.
what kind of expectations they had of him. But
Yeah,
he
we're
hasn't
gonna
lived up
we're
to them.
gonna sort of wrap up the stream. We've gone 10 minutes over extra time, but just to summarize things, I don't believe it's going to be a club statement regarding Ten Hag leaving and staying. He's already employed. I think it's more of a agreeing which targets they're going to go for and what budget they have to spend. If you've seen that video with Omar Barada and he's sitting there with his season review and they're talking about now 45 million maximum. That kind of conversation what they're going to have. It's nothing to do with Ten Hag. If Ten Hag would have been gone, he would have been gone already long time ago, right?
I feel like
So I
that as
think it's
well.
more of a media fueling it, like creating the sensational stories.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, we're going to see some movements. We're slowly getting like attraction because everything is waiting on Manchester United and the transfer window will kick on, right? I think that the Tosin deal was the start of everything. That he went to Chelsea, they hijacked. So now we see we're not going to be the Chelsea's toilet. We're not going to take, you know, although we are talking to them regarding Shalaba, I don't want to be the toilet of Chelsea, like for them to have an excuse to offload the Deadwood players. So no, thank you. Um, Regarding what we know is that we are looking for 2 centre backs, 100%, and we are looking for midfield, and potential Michael Elise is also waiting in the wings. Hence, what we're seeing the pressure that Chelsea might get him. So back to you, Bob. Right, Bruno Fernandes. I don't think he will leave. They have a lot of things to unsolve, a lot of nods to be unnodded, like what's going to happen with Greenwood. Will you return back Greenwood? If so, you're going to solve that PR nightmare. Um, Sancho, will you sell him or not? Will they just optimize the whole thing to say to Ten Hag and Sancho, kiss and make up? We are in charge. You just do. You know, shut up and just do
yeah,
what I tell you.
yeah.
Like
They
Rage
might.
Against the Machine. You know that song?
They might, you see Jeff Steelers coming in saying money for Casemiro,
Yeah,
Ericsson, Wan Bissaka extra should get some decent quality. Just hope they get the right persons in,
100%.
and I agree with that. And I think that they might optimize things. You can't leave that out of an option because we all know we're kind of broke. We need to build a new stadium very soon. They're already tearing up Carrington to build a brand new
Yeah.
Carrington. So we're going to need
Look,
some money.
only getting rid of Casemiro raises a lot of money. Apparently, we are in for a big money move from Saudi Arabia. Like, we're looking at 50 million euros, like plus getting rid of his wages, which is almost 17.4 something million pounds per year, right? So that is a
Mhm.
massive, massive improvement. Casemiro, Ericsson needs to leave, probably ends up in Turkey somewhere. Van Bissaka, I don't even know if we should replace Van Bissaka. I think we're good. Um, but we're apparently looking for right back. I don't know why. I think we're good on the right back. If you keep Van Bissaka as a second fiddle to Diego Dalot, the left back situation. While we're looking at left back, we're looking at what's his name, Milos Kerkes, as well from Bournemouth. Fantastic talent, but that means that either Luke Shaw or Malacia is going.
Hmm.
And I find it
I,
very weird for Luke Shaw to getting himself working his socks off to get back into the Europes. But the thing is, he missed half of the season of United, so that doesn't really gel with me. I think that Luke Shaw should be sold on, right?
Yeah, I mean, either one or two things. Either we shift him into a left center back backup role to play next to Lissandro or with Lissandro, or as a backup for Lissandro and as a backup for the left back. But I don't think we can expect Luke Shaw to play our next season 24 games at left back. He's not gonna have the legs for that. We already know how serious his injury was. It was something like a second degree muscle atrophy in his left leg, so that's going to be
Yeah,
difficult to maintain, and it's going to be difficult. So we're going to have to see how it goes. I
we
would
gotta
not.
see.
Yeah, we have to see. I think we need to optimize. I mean, it's going to be difficult for a lot of fans to accept the optimization, but if we optimize and maybe purchase 4 or 5 players in the right
Yeah.
positions that we need, I
Anyway,
don't think we could be too mad at
Anyway,
the
what
results.
Origami is saying, Casemiro, Ericsson, Marshall, Varane is 1 million per week saved in wages. That is massive, right? That is just massive, right? Jeff Steele's coming in to say, guys, fact, Shaw has only been available 43% of his time at United. Is injured too much, and this is what I don't like, and this is why I see why you being picked by Southgate and why putting everything you can to get into. I will bin it, I will bin it 100%. But guys, we will see. I think that transfer window is about to start. Ineos is kind of, I think they're going to make the moves, but what we've seen so far, the indication has been no clear cut communication. And what have we seen is pretty much we're going to get a lot of youth integrated, like Shea Lacey's, like the Dan Gore's coming back. You got to have Hariyama's playing in left back as
Collier
well.
coming in,
Ogameme as a right back, like Habib Ogameme,
Scalvani,
right? How you got Habib there?
Habiba
Ogayene.
Gunay. Yeah, of course.
He's a right back as well. So yeah,
He's a right
we are
back. He
good.
also plays in the right center back
Yeah,
position as well.
we are good. We just need to add a little bit more experience, like outside as well too. Because if you add new blood into a squad, trust me, that adds a lot of new chemistry. That adds new motivation, competition for places, and that's where we are, right? But in terms of Ten Hag, I don't see him going. Um, Berba, what you're saying here? Sure, I had a pass Q. His English Martial injuries less than Shaw and takes all the heat. Yeah, 100%. I hear what you're saying. Yeah. Um, yeah,
Maxi
I'm happy to
Oyedele.
see you, Jeff, as well. Big up, Jeff. You haven't been on this channel for a long time, but welcome. Glad to see you too, buddy. Happy to see that you are okay. Um, listen, at the end of the day, should I say something bad? Feck me. I'm not impressed so far, but we gotta be a bit patient. But I did a end of the season manager, no owners review, and so far a lot of smoke, no fire. But I want to see fire now. Fire walk with me. We deserve this, and so does Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes wants to see fire, not a lot talk. The
True.
proof
I
will be in the
think
pudding. Whatever you recruit in the summer, you can't go wrong. But don't tell
100%.
me we are recruiting slowly to get back to the top within 5 years. Ain't gonna sit down well with me, right?
No. And I think just like Jamie is saying, that won't get us competing, bringing in new players we are nowhere near, But I would say this, think about it like this: some of these players that might be brought in, they could be gems. You know what I mean? They could probably evolve, or their form could go up levels when they come into United. You know, don't just think that United is a place where player talent goes to die. I think that
No.
that time has passed. I think we're changing, and maybe we get in some players. It doesn't look like the high-profile signings that everyone looks at and be like, yeah. But at the same time, they could perform like high-profile signings
Yeah.
and shock everyone. So
Yeah.
be a little bit open to what happens. There's like what 10, 11 days until the transfer window opens again. And when it opens, hopefully in that first week, we see a lot of movement coming in and going out, and you know what I mean. And then we could make a proper judgment as to say, well, if they're serious or not. Because
Yeah.
I would say for a lot of you, just like you guys, we don't trust them 100% because we don't know what they're capable of. If we judge them based on Nice, it's not one of those things where we can say they're
Okay.
best in class. But we have seen that they made some very good hirings in terms of what we have in the structure, better than what we
Right.
had before. So it's positive. So let's see what they do. Hopefully they do something
Mark
and they
is
show
always
us
the
the
most
intent.
positive person that you can ever meet. Positive Manchester United fan. Well, I am more balanced. I can be more critical and I can be positive. Mark, I will thank you so much for coming in. Let me just round up this show. Big up to you, Mark.
Big up
And please go
everybody.
follow Mark's daily reports on your channel as well, Mark. Where can people find you on your own channel, my friend?
Oh, you can log in on Mark and MUFC fan on YouTube, guys. You could come in. I have the daily update. I'm going to be doing some little basics, scouting reports. I'm going to be talking about some of the youngsters returning on loan, some of the youngsters to be promoted tomorrow. So you can check it out in
Yeah.
the mornings. I'm live around 10 a.m. UK time.
Mark is your one. Mark knows everything about the under 20s, the youth, the academy. He's excellent source of information. Please tune it in, guys. Thank you, Mark. And I'm gonna wrap this show up. Big up to you, Mark, and go follow
Big
Mark
up,
as well.
guys.
Big up for you, Mark. And at the end of the day, um, as United fans, we got to look at Ineos with critical eyes. What's going on with Ten Hag? We discussed of that. I think that he will be staying based on we are too stint to pay him out, and we are too far gone into this June month with Euros starting in 2 weeks and plays actually wants answer. Bruno Fernandes probably putting pressure on Ineos to say, look, what is your winning ambitions? If you're not looking to win within the next 3 years, I'm out of here. Or is it also looking to back Ten Hag and say, I want to play for a new contract? Regarding the transfer stories, regarding Jadon Sancho, he's been saying also that he will come back to Manchester United if Ten Hag is not there. So no to player power. Just turn the page, Manchester United. Ineos, do the right thing. Mick Ruby came up what Ineos stands for. It says, I never expect an optimized season. So we will see. Maybe Mick Ruby is worried. Maybe the fan base is worried. Guys, have a fantastic rest of your Monday. Please do not forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you're not new. We might be back later on as is season finale with Jarvis's Corner, 9 p.m. UK time. This has been Mick Ruby from MUFC Realist TV. Having a little bit of a transfer say. Hopefully, we made you a better day. And Mark Nurse. Guys, see you to the next one. Glory, glory, Manchester United. And Glazes out.